Britain vows to take action over North Korea's WMD threat and insists it will back America. Kim Jong-un has been warned to cut back on his nuclear threats to America and Japan at the UN Security Council this afternoon. British Ambassador Matthew Rycroft told the United Nations Security Council the UK would take action against Kim Jong-un should it be required to in a bid to protect citizens. The news comes after U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson issued a blistering attack on North Korea at a press conference in Japan after it launched 4 missiles within a firing range of a U.S. naval base in the country. Mr. Tillerson was discussing the escalating crisis with Foreign Minister Fumio Kishida in Tokyo today on his first trip to the country after taking office. Meanwhile, in New York, Britain pledged to offer any support necessary as the rhetoric and action of North Korea continues to cause unease. The Pyongyang dictator's brother Kim Jong-nam was poisoned with the lethal nerve agent VX at Kuala Lumpur Airport on February 13. Police are trying to trace 7 North Korean suspects, 4 of whom left Malaysia on the day of the murder. However, the use of the VX nerve agent, which is a liquid like motor oil and is used in chemical warfare, has raised fears over North Korea's proliferation risk. Mr. Rycroft said, "Today you have all shown this council's unity and determination to prevent biological, chemical, and nuclear material falling into the hands of terrorists and other non-state actors. Sadly, we know only too well that is no longer a hypothetical threat. The nightmare scenario has been seen in too many places. And now in Malaysia, where we were all shocked by reports that VX was used to kill Kim Jong-nam. As these events prove, proliferation threats do not stand still, they are constantly evolving, and we must remain alert to new trends. We will have to be adaptable and nimble to keep our citizens safe." Resolution 1540 sets out how we can make ourselves more secure by ensuring that our legislation limits the ability to develop such weapons, by having the right controls in place to safeguard potentially hazardous material, and by hardening our borders to stop their spread. This is collective security. One state's resilience can prevent the spread of a threat to others. But just as one state can help our collective security, so too can one state undermine it. Mr. Rycroft revealed that less than half or 48% of states have signed up to the resolutions put down by the UN. We should continue to offer assistance and technical support to those who need it to implement 1540 fully. Preventative measures will count for little if there is continued impunity for those who use biological, chemical, or nuclear material as weapons. It isn't enough just to condemn. We have to take action whenever a weapon of mass destruction is used, and we would make sure that there are meaningful consequences for the state actors and non-state actors alike. Earlier today, the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea diplomat Pak Myong-ho blamed America and South Korea for Kim Jong-nam's death. He said, "The recent incident that occurred in Malaysia was clearly a political scheme by the U.S. and South Korea aimed at hurting the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea reputation and overthrowing the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea regime." U.S. Secretary of State Tillerson called on Pyongyang to abandon its nuclear and ballistic missile programs, saying it has nothing to fear from America. He added, "In the face of this ever-escalating threat, it is clear that a different approach is required. The diplomatic and other efforts of the past 20 years to bring North Korea to a point of denuclearization have failed. So we have 20 years of failed approach. And that includes a period in which the U.S. provided $1.35 billion in assistance to North Korea as an encouragement to take a different pathway.